Hi everybody, welcome once again to one of our new webisodes. We're just going to be going today through how the Arteco platform is being used currently, specifically from a technology standpoint, solutions with the COVID-19 response with regards to return to work and the reopening. So just to take a quick look, there's many technologies out there in the market. So the first thing we want to look at is what the integrated solutions are. Fever detection cameras are, a very interesting technology right now, and I believe a lot of the states are requiring employee health checks with Arteco. When you use an integrated fever detection system, you do get a time-stamped event. So we'll kind of take a look at some of those different applications. The ones that we've tested, obviously DAHUA, HIKVISION, both of those are going to be coming in through OnViv. So really any OnViv camera, we can, fever detection camera that's OnViv based. We're going to show you how we can pull those in. And then there's also another product that's been very popular is the ZK Teco, which is a fever and face door reader. So we've had that integrated, so we'll talk about how we can do it. These work across all of the licenses of Arteco, so Emotion, Active, and Extreme. You also have the capability, so just so you know, if, as I mentioned, if it's an OnViv camera, please feel free to reach out to us. I know that there can be some challenges with some of the manufacturers we have listed going into specific types of environments. But as long as it's an OnViv camera, we can test that for you and show you the results. So it really is just project driven. These were just really the first three out of the gates that we were able to get up and going and tested and being used in the market. So let's jump in. So the first thing I want to talk about the OnViv method is obviously we're pulling in the video with the metadata through the OnViv driver. So that's going to work the same way regardless of which camera you're using. Then we have something that we developed called Arteco Gateway, and that allows us to basically include customized metadata into the event. So that's going to tie together into the event. We'll take a look at how that ties in. But you can see basically via FTP through our Arteco Gateway, and then through Open Connector, for those of you who know how we use Open Connector, which is our XML portal into our platform, we can receive those time-stamped events. So once it's in our system, it's going to operate the same way as any event. So any event from access control, whether it be also video analytics, license plate recognition, facial recognition, all the events that you're used to dealing with inside Arteco will also be dealt with the same way. So we can use it to trigger an output notification, CGI for an external I/O, maybe trigger an audio command or a specific email notification, or in this case we have the Axis horn speaker that's fully integrated into our platform. So if that wanted to play maybe a message, for example, you could do that. So just to take a look real quick, in the DAHUA version, what we're looking at is in the recording playback view. So this is in the recordings environment, and what we can see is we have the time-stamped video with the reading of the temperature. Now obviously you set the threshold for whatever you're looking for to trigger an alarm. You set that threshold in the system. So you set that up on camera side, and then it'll pull in the event information. So in Arteco you're going to have event. We labeled it temperature, could be fever detected, whatever information you want to put in there through Arteco Gateway. And then you have the time-stamped event from the thermal reading with the snapshot image of the thermal reading, as well as the associated video from the non-thermal camera. In the HIKVISION side, it's going to look fairly similar, although what I will point out is this is actually video from the live view, so a little bit different. We're actually pulling in the event properties window. So for those of you that already know Arteco, this is fairly common knowledge, but in the live environment, you have your event log, and all these events that will be coming in will be down here. Basically just double click on the event and you're going to pull up the event properties. In that case, I'll have my snapshot on the left side and I'll have the associated video on the right side. Now I can put in notes here, I can bookmark it, set a priority, or maybe if I want to maybe just make it a different color for easy searching later, You can also include contact information, so if there's any sort of procedure you want your operators to follow when they find one of these events, you can do that as well. So I'm just going to let this video play. So basically, when we double click on that event, we can pull up the live view as well as the recorded view side by side. I'm going to take another one here. And once again, we have the snapshot of the event when it was triggered, as well as the video associated, and you have the temperature reading on there. So that could be information you would want to put in the notes, for example. As we said, a lot of this is being used for employee health checks. So this is a way that you can go back. You have a time-stamped event associated with the video. If there's ever a question, about responsibility or anything like that, as far as letting people into the facility. Now we'll take a look real quick at the ZKTecho application. Once again, ZKTecho is a fully integrated access control system in the Arteco platform. They have their ProFace face readers. These are great because we actually have one here in the office that we've been testing. A couple things that are cool about it: you can not only just get the fever reading, but it also includes face recognition. So it will tie, it acts as a reader. So it will tie the person's credentials to that reading. You can also have it set to, whether they're wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. Now that goes through the ZKTecho biosecurity software. So direct integration through Open Connector into Arteco. And then you get the event inside the Arteco platform. This is interesting because it actually will tie that person's identity. So if I want to search for, say, Steve Berkmeyer, I want to see, hey, show me all the fever checks from Steve Berkmeyer in the last month. I simply set my parameters for that, type in Steve Berkmeyer, and all those events will show up. So very interesting. And they're also using a separate system. I don't know if this is being sold in the U.S. or if this is more for global markets, but they do have this camera that's a little bit more widely being used in under a few different brands at this point. But that would work the same way as what we saw before with the OnViv application. So I think the real differentiator here is how we're doing it with the ProFace reader. And just one of the big things is, are the VMSs dealing with this, right? It's one thing to have the checks. That's great. That's fine and dandy. But to have a VMS that can actually allow you to do the searching, give you, the control to access the doors and those things. Now, so those are kind of the three of the technologies on the fever detection side. Also note, even if it's a camera that maybe it doesn't have the OnViv fever detection, we can still put the Arteco Everywhere in between, which is our digital I/O. It's PoE based, and with that we can have it receive the information. We can still pull the event into Arteco. We can still have it send commands out to a third-party system. So there's a lot of products out there for fever detection that aren't even security related. So if maybe if a facility is going with and this is just a kiosk that reads your temperature, but there's no camera or thermal. I don't know how it's a thermal radar, of course, but it's not a camera based. With the Arteco Everywhere, as long as that has an output, we can use the Everywhere to pull in and really treat the same way that what we saw with the other the OnViv cameras as well. Now, if you want to associate that to other cameras, maybe in the lobby, so you do have an event, you can definitely do that as well. So, reach out to us if you have questions about this. We can basically kind of analyze and work with you and see what the best way to bring the events into your VMS are. We're also using video analytics technology. Probably the two biggest things that we're seeing in the COVID-19 response with regards to video analytics. The first one is occupancy detection, so setting the threshold for how many people can be in a facility. Think about this not only just the facility itself, but also in specific rooms. So think about classrooms. And as I tell people, a lot of this is having a time-stamped event to go back and show, if there was ever a question of how many people did you have in the facility at any given time, you have that capability as a time-stamped event in your VMS system. So basically, the way this works is you set a threshold for the room. It's going to keep track of people going in, going out. There's cases where this is tied into kind of a red light, green light situation. So I'm sure we've all had these situations where we've had to wait, outside the grocery stores, standing in line, at a social distance, and there's somebody standing up there who's saying, okay, two came out, two can go in. In this case, basically, you're just allowing the analytics. This is machine vision. I'm sorry, excuse me. This is deep learning based. It's part of our new Arteco VCA. And once again, once it's in Arteco, we're going to treat it the same way we have any of the other events. So if you want to do any sort of output notification, tie it to a red light, green light, put it up on a screen that allows you to have a visual notification as far as go or stop, you can definitely do that with the system. The other technology, the way that we're applying analytics, is in social distance. Once again, this is the deep learning AI algorithms that we've deployed with Arteco VCA. Basically, what we're doing is detecting groupings of people. Obviously, a lot of you know that we are an Italian-based company, and Italy being one of the earliest and hardest hit countries, specifically in Europe. We were, reached out to, by the government and actually deployed these social distancing applications in public city squares. So you can see in this situation we have a group of people that are being detected as standing too close. That's the red box around there. The yellow box would be someone who's not triggering any sort of alert. So it's non-model specific, deep learning, artificial application, or AI application. This is using object classification with Arteco VCA. MSRP on that is $200, and it's available on the Extreme license. So this is something you would add on to your Arteco Extreme server license. Just to reiterate, it's going to work the same way. So if you want to trigger outputs, emails, audio, any of the things that you've come to know that you can do on an event inside Arteco, this allows you to do it. What we're going to launch here in the next few months is this summer actually is our skeletal based analytics. This is part of our AI library, for the Arteco VCA. And basically this will not only improve people counting, slip and fall type applications, but also, a big thing will be on the social distancing. This will allow you to really gauge the distance that people are with perspective calibration, where right now with the grouping, you kind of have to consider it's more of an estimate, where this will actually take, much more specific distance from a measurement standpoint. Lastly, just to wrap up, the Arteco Analytics applications throughout our software, Arteco Emotion, Arteco Active, and Arteco Extreme, which are our 3 levels of our BMS platform. You do get analytics included on each one of those. So, we have that capability built in from our traditional machine vision applications. On the Emotion, Active, and Extreme, we also, we partner with all of the major camera manufacturers for their edge-based analytics. So with Axis, you get the Perimeter Defender, for example. Bosch, you get IVA. DAHUA, Hanwha has some fantastic analytics that are all fully integrated into Arteco. And then there's third parties application analytics available as well, either through Open Connector, everywhere. So we have a lot of third-party kind of niche analytics partners that we can recommend you. You get the same thing on Active. Extreme is going to be the same thing as well. Just keep in mind you have that capability of adding on our new AI libraries and deep learning filters through Arteco VCA. Thank you all for joining us. We've been continuing to put out more content for you, and we appreciate all your great feedback on these videos. We'll continue to do so. Thanks all. Have a great day.